The purpose of science is to invent and create. We can cite the facts of many scientists to prove that the purpose of science is invention. Nikola Tesla. Inventor, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer. Invented AC power supply system. Tesla had invented a powerful coil that was capable of generating high voltages and frequencies. Tesla also discovered that these coils, soon to be called Tesla coils, made it possible to send and receive radio signals. He quickly filed for American patents in 1897, invented AC power supply system, radio, neon lights, induction motors, Adams power plant substation, and used Niagara Falls water to generate electricity. According to data, Tesla has invented more than 100 patents and obtained more than 150 patents. Thomas Alva Edison. These inventions, which include the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and early versions of the electric light bulb, have had a widespread impact on the modern industrialized world. He established the first industrial research laboratory. Two of his greatest patents in his life, one for the invention of the phonograph and the electric light. There are 1,000 invention patents under his name. Isaac Newton. Mathematician, physicist, astronomer, theologian, and author, natural philosopher. His book, Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, first published in 1687, established classical mechanics. The universal gravitation and the three laws of motion are described. In Principia, Newton formulated the laws of motion and universal gravitation. Albert Einstein. Einstein is known for developing the theory of relativity, but he also made important contributions to the development of the theory of quantum mechanics. Relativity and quantum mechanics are together the two pillars of modern physics. His mass-energy equivalence formula E equals mc2, which arises from relativity theory, has been dubbed the world's most famous equation. His work is also known for its influence on the philosophy of science. He received the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics for his services to theoretical physics, and especially for his discovery of the law of the photoelectric effect, a pivotal step in the development of quantum theory. 1921 founded the special theory of relativity. 1915 founded the general theory of relativity. Maria Skłodowska-Curie, physicist and chemist, who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the first person, and the only woman, to win the Nobel Prize twice. 1911, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences awarded her the Nobel Prize for the second time. Her research work this time won the Nobel Prize in chemistry in recognition of her discovery of radium and polonium. The above are examples of the 5 most famous scientists in the world. What are their research achievements and goals? And their research achievements and goals are not all inventions. Apollo program. The Apollo program was the third United States human spaceflight program carried out by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, which succeeded in preparing and landing the first humans on the moon from 1968 to 1972. Spacecraft Apollo design employed a cone-shaped command module supported by one of several service modules providing propulsion and electrical power. Apollo Lunar Module. The Apollo Lunar Module, from lunar orbit to land 2 astronauts on the moon and take them back to orbit to rendezvous with the command module. The contract for design and construction of the lunar module was awarded to Grumman Aircraft Engineering Corporation, and the project was overseen by Thomas J. Kelly. Launch vehicles. Before the Apollo program began, Wernher von Braun and his team of rocket engineers had started work on plans for very large launch vehicles, the Saturn series and the even larger Nova series. Von Braun was transferred from the Army to NASA and was made director of The Marshall Space Flight Center. The initial direct ascent plan to send the three-person Apollo Command and Service module directly to the lunar surface on top of a large descent rocket stage would require a Nova-class launcher with a lunar payload capability of over 180,000 pounds. The Apollo Primary Guidance, Navigation, and Control System (PGNCS) was developed by the MIT Instrumentation Laboratory under the direction of Charles Stark Draper. The Instrumentation Laboratory was later named after him. The prime contractor for PGNCS and manufacturer of the Inertial Measurement Unit (IMU) was the Delco division of General Motors. PGNCS consisted of the following components. Grumman was awarded the contract officially on November 7, 1962. Grumman had begun lunar orbit rendezvous studies in the late 1950s and again in 1961. The contract cost was expected to be around $350 million. There were initially 4 major subcontractors: Bell Aerosystems, Ascent Engine, Hamilton Standard, Environmental Control Systems, Marquardt, Reaction Control System, and Rocketdyne, Descent Engine. IBM became the main partner supporting the space program and was responsible for developing real-time operating systems and converting tasks and requirements into computer code. In the end, approximately 5 million lines of code are generated, which support simulation, astronaut training and practice, flight controller training, and all calculations of the Apollo program. This is a groundbreaking achievement. More than 4,000 IBM programmers, scientists, researchers, and other experts gathered together and worked with NASA to make the impossible possible. In the process, they reduced a refrigerator-sized mainframe to a suitcase and invented microcircuits, thus laying a solid foundation for personal computers, smartphones, and the digital world we live in today. Base. From the entire participation in the Apollo project, all units, companies and scientists, their purpose is to build spacecraft and manufacture rockets, satellites, lunar modules, television computers and related equipment, and train astronauts to operate the spacecraft and fly to the moon. Building a spaceship is an advanced technology with very high difficulty. The participating scientists may be thousands of people. The manufacture of spaceships, computers and televisions is a major invention of human science and technology. According to data, there are more than 3,000 patented technologies for the invention of the Apollo spacecraft. Therefore, the above facts prove that the purpose of science is invention and creation.